But what we might do, Brian mentioned a committee. And I think that as a public service, one of the things the township can do, as part of this committee right away, is have an informational meeting, and we can get one of our township.
We would love that.
Yes. Okay. What we'll do is, we will, unless the board disagrees, we will get, as like our first meeting, an informational meeting together of this committee with a township attorney there who knows this stuff. And we will invite anybody that wants to come, and we will specifically invite this place.
You know what I'd like to see on that, not only like an attorney that knows more about this type of thing, but maybe somebody representing the real estate part of it too, because like in their case here, they're trying to sell their house. Well, what do? Do you sign the lease, and does that become a deal breaker?
I don't want to get into that for
Well, I know,
standpoint.
but maybe a real estate person would be a little more.
We will facilitate a discussion however you want. We will not get into private individual leases, real estate decisions,
Okay,
attorney-client things like that.
But general questions like that.
We will have, anybody that wants to come to that first meeting can come. We'll open it up
How
to
would we
everybody.
find out about, because
It'll be
I
on our-
just heard about this today.
We'll put it on our website, so check the website. And Bonnie, you have a thing where people can sign up to get emails.
Yeah, on the website, on the home page, there's a little button that says email alerts. If you sign up for that, this will probably be put, there's something that's like an announcement or something you can sign up for, like when we have announcements. That's where you want to sign up to get like an announcement, or like a general important announcement type thing. Oh, and there's just keep checking the website, but what that'll do is if you sign up on the email alerts, when I put it up on the website, I check a box, it automatically sends an email to everybody, says, you know, this is on the website now, and then you can go and check it.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank
So
you,
we'll
appreciate it.
we'll make sure we do that. Don't let me forget. Okay, who's next? Anybody? All right. Fair warning. Okay. All right, now we will get to the pending business. Oh, regulation of oil and gas activities.
We didn't do this.
What this does is add a language regarding accessory buildings which says that an oil and or gas well, whether or not operating or productive, and the structures, equipment, and devices used or which may be used in connection therewith, and the associated and related uses and activities shall not be accessory structures or accessory units in whole or in part under the terms of this ordinance. So basically, the ordinance that allows accessory buildings will not allow as accessory buildings the buildings associated with drilling. Okay? That's number one. So, I am, just for the purposes of discussion, I'm going to make a motion that we pass this ordinance as written. Support? It's been moved and supported. Discussion, is there any? No? Oh, Mike,
I've
sorry.
got a question regarding the motions with respect to the next agenda item, rescinding the moratorium.
We'll get to that.
But I think they tie to each other, that's what I want to make sure I'm clear on though, because the original moratorium states that moratoriums stay in place until the time in which we have the ability to update the ordinance. So if we pass these ordinances, are we by default rescinding the moratorium?
No. Okay?
Good.
Any discussion other than that? If not, why don't we have a roll call? Oh,
Bonnie?
good.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Henry?
Yes. All right, so that one passes. Now, the next one is an outdoor lighting ordinance. And basically what this does is this adds specifically oil and or gas exploration, production and or recovery uses and activities, including any of the procedures, processes, and operations relating thereto. I see what you mean now about the legalese. Yeah, no. We could probably take some of that crap out.
Oh, just leave it.
I am. And operations relating thereto or associated therewith, and the discontinuance or abandonment of such uses and activities. So what that does is, that brings specifically lighting associated with drilling into our lighting ordinance. Now, what we didn't do though, which was actually, wish I could take credit for this, what we didn't do is specifically talk about the height of lighting that's involved with oil and gas exploration, because it's 23 feet, which is higher than our other lighting, right? But if we did that, then we would, because we can't selectively have our ordinances apply to different activities, the problem with that would be that we would basically been increasing our overall allowance for height for lighting. So what that means is that if a oil and gas place wants to come in with these lights, they've got to get a variance. And then, when they get the variance, we can put all kinds of restrictions on the variance, okay? On the approval of the variance, right, Mike? You're, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Okay?
Say no.
Yeah, well, or we could say no to the variance. So they would have to do it in the dark. So, all right. So, next up, so for purposes of discussion, I move that we approve the amendment to the outdoor lighting ordinance.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion? If not, Nancy?
Dick,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Bonnie.
Yes.
All right, now the third one is the amendment in the wholesome substances ordinance. And that one is, what this does is, it's been amended to further define unwholesome substances as polluted or harmful liquids, which may include, among other things, crude oil or other petroleum-related liquid or substances, brine, water chemical mixtures, etc. Then it also talks about penalties, and has been amended to specify that in addition to the fines, now, it doesn't look like the fines are that great when you're talking about an oil and gas company. But we cannot have specific fines given what kind of assets the violator has. Because then otherwise, what we would do is if, Dick violates, an ordinance, his fine might be $10,000, whereas mine might be whatever, So, but the great thing about this one, which I really like, is B, which states, this is key, and this, I have a feeling that if this does become an issue in the township, this is the one that we can really hang our hat on. In addition to the penalty described in subsection A, which is the fines, the township may, which you should read as will, commence and pursue an action in any court to enjoin, restrain, or prevent any violation of this ordinance or any continuation of such violation by means of injunction, other lawful remedy, or other relief that the court may grant. In other words, if we see any kind of violation of the unwholesome substances ordinance, then we will take them to court, get a temporary restraining order, temporary injunction to become a permanent injunction, and then they will have to come into court and explain to the court why they're not violating it. And if they are violating it, they won't be able to do that, because if they are violating it, that's why we're bringing them there. So we will be very aggressive in doing that. So the other thing though is, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve that with the understanding that one of the things this committee ought to look at is potentially a further amendment of that to encompass air quality like we heard about tonight. Okay, so that's not a done thing yet. Now, with regard, however, to air quality, we do have some things, some tools we can use, like nuisance ordinance, right, where we can, don't we?
I don't know, that's.
We gotta look at that. We'll look at that. So anyway, that's my motion for purpose of discussion. Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion? All those